Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. Today on the show, I interviewed Silvano Jo. Silvano is originally from Provence, but now calls Paris home. He performs live shows for people all over Paris, bringing the beauty of French music to people, also while he cross-dresses. He has done many performances, including my own birthday party, and I'm so excited to share his story with you guys and teach you a little bit about French music, as well as his process for designing the costumes and the characters he performs. So welcome to the show, Silvano. How are you today?
Oh, thank you very much. I'm fine. Very happy to be on your show. It's an honor for me.
Thank you. It's an honor for me as well. It's so wonderful to have you on. I see your work all over social media. You performed at my birthday, which was amazing.
Yes.
And now we can finally tell your story. So take me back to the beginning. What brought you to Paris?
Oh, to Paris. When I'm from Provence, right? Town called Reims, small town. Yeah, but I left Reims when I was about 20 because I was a dancer when I trained as a dancer. So there was not much at the time in my town. So I just, came to Paris to work. I was a dancer for
this is
20 years.
Wow. And where did you dance at?
I started with jazz because that's the music I liked, when I was young. Then I did ballet too, then contemporary, then also what we call a theater dance theater, mime. Yeah. I did lots of different things.
Wow. So you've been an artist your whole life, basically. Was your family supportive? Were they like, yes, Silvano, go be a dancer?
Well, not much. My family, they were never against anything, but they just never really, cared much either. So, well,
like do what you want.
Just my own decisions, and my own fight.
Yeah.
An artist.
Yeah, because a lot of the people on the show, the family's not supportive or they want them to do other things, but it sounds like you just do whatever you wanted anyway, which is perfect.
Yes.
And I read that you loved music as a child. Obviously, you loved dance. So talk a little bit about how dancing all those years led you to where you are now.
Maybe when I was little, I had a passion for everything, like, acting, singing, dancing, everything at the same time. But when I was a teenager, then I stuck to dance because there was a lot of work and school also. So, so basically, I gave up music in a way, I had a little keyboard and a guitar when I was a teenager, but I quit on all this, unfortunately, when I was older, when I was 40, I think I was missing, the other form of expression as, singing and, acting. I was missing this so much in a way. So, then I stopped being a silent artist. You know how dancers are silent, which is great. I mean, it's great to use your body and as your form of expression. But at some point, I realized it wasn't enough. I had to go back to my original first loves as singing and, acting. And so I did it.
And what inspired you to do what you do? I mean, you do cabaret, you sing French music, and is it because of your love of French music you decided just to bring that to the mass?
Yes, you're so right. That's exactly it. It was my love of the songs, of all those wonderful French songs. They were like that have been my companions all my life since I was a child.
Yeah.
I mean, my vinyls, you know, that were so dear to me, or the radio, when I would listen to Hit Parade, the French pop music. And because in a way I grew up in the, maybe what I would call the golden era of French pop music, the 1970s.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I had to go back to this love.
So how did that feel, dancing for so many years and then deciding just to do something completely different? Like you said, finding your voice again. Was that a little scary to change like mediums, or did you feel like it felt very natural to start singing and dancing together and playing music?
Yes, I mean, artistically, it's natural, but it's true that professionally, it's not, because the dancers world is like, you know, it's its own world really, with dancers. And so when you're a dancer, you're just with dancers all the time, basically.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy to change, but I did it gradually. You know, still dancing, and then I trained in musical theater, music, singing. So gradually, you know, it happened, and I was starting to meet other people from, you know, either actors or singers. That was wonderful. Because you're in Paris, it's so wonderful because you have so many people. So then gradually started to know to go into another scene, you know. Gradually quitting the dancing scene, okay? And it was something, because as you grow old, it's natural to leave the dancing world in a way, because, you know, then you end up being with only young people, which is a bit strange, you know? And singing is so fulfilling. So it's kind of replaced the pleasure and the fulfillment that dance was, you know, bringing to me. So now it's another phase of my life. So it's great.
Yeah. It was the next step in your career.
Yes, exactly.
And you interpret songs in your own way through cross-dressing, and talk about how you come up with your interpretations, because you do some silly things, you make it fun. Like, how do you decide how you're going to interpret the song, how you're going to dress up?
Yeah, it wasn't a decision that I made, you know, to do cross-dressing first. First was singing, my decision. And, you know, when I trained, you know what I really loved when I trained? It was the Broadway repertory. That wasn't from my childhood, because my childhood was French songs. But then when I trained, you know, you go into this repertory, which is really wonderful for actors and singers. Of course, the Broadway songs are so best songs really to sing. Then I was asked for a cabaret like 7 years ago to do French songs, and I didn't sing French songs. You know, would go to jazz sessions or stuff to practice on my, you know, the American Songbook basically originally. I would just love that because vocally it's brilliant and everything. Well, and also all the pianists in the world all know this repertory. So it's just amazing to go anywhere and say, I'm going to sing this, and then they can play it for you. So this was great. But then, I said, okay, what am I going to sing if I sing French songs? Then I took a time to really think. And I realized that the French songs I really would like to sing, or would prefer to sing, were women's songs. So, okay, fine. Maybe because they were more emotional, more theatrical, I don't know. And then I started singing them, and I realized gradually that to really sing them in the best way was to sing them as a woman. So I started to cross. That was how I came to drag, in a way. I'm not a drag queen, but I do drag. Well, obviously, but, you know, in my special way. It started from the songs, basically.
The songs inspired the costumes.
Yes, exactly. Mostly that's what they do. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I pick a
And talk
song
about
and I
the
say, what character could really be the best way to sing this song? You know, the lyrics and the meaning, the emotion you have to convey to the audience, and then I end up with a character.
And so what is that process? So you sit down, you listen to the song, and you think, okay, how am I going to dress up for this? Or who is this? I mean, some of them are quite obvious, like Edith Piaf, like you just go straight for the look of Edith Piaf, or do you create your own characters for some of the songs as well?
Yeah, I create my own characters. I don't do what they do sometimes in French cabaret, drag cabaret. They do like impersonations or lookalikes for the famous female singers, for example. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Also, because in my show, mostly in my shows, I have to change very quickly from one costume to another.
Yeah.
So if you really want to do Edith Piaf or Dalida, all the famous French singers, female, it would take maybe 1 hour to really do the right makeup and everything. So I can't do that. So I do it different ways, you know. So, but, I really sat at a table and decided to do this or that costume. It's just practicing and practicing and practicing and trying things out. And because I have my own workshop, that gives me so much freedom to, just have my musician and we do a show, even if it's not perfect, but we try things out and it's fine. And then gradually things get more precise and more, perfect, not perfect because there's no perfection, but you know what I mean, more the right thing. But it took years.
It gives you space to experiment and talk a little bit about your workshop.
Yeah, this place I was able to buy. I was very lucky because I came to this neighborhood, the Canal St-Martin. It's lower 10th, near Republic. And I came here over 20 years ago when this neighborhood was really nothing at the time. So it was really cheap, right? And at the time, I had so many workshops to buy. I wish I could have bought a bigger one. I visited bigger ones, but I couldn't afford them at the time, even if they were cheap. So I got this one, and I'm still there. So, and it's great. I renovated it, and it's like, it's fine because I can, no neighbors above, no neighbors below, so that's the best
Nobody
thing.
to complain. And so you use the workshop as a place to practice. Do you teach others? You perform there?
I don't teach others. I practice, I rehearse, and I create, and I host shows here also for private groups of people. So, I have different versions of my shows, so many different.
Yeah. So now that you've performed for such a long time, decades now, do you have any stories from when you were performing that were funny or that you loved? What's one of your favorite stories from when you were performing?
My favorite things really are now because the huge pleasure of every time really meeting my audience. And it's something so special and so different every time. So, because, before when I was a dancer, you perform on a stage, do the show with the other dancers and you don't really see the audience most of the time because of the lights. And, then you do your show, it's a lot of work and everything. And, and then at the end of the show, you it's the bows, the applause, and then usually, pick up your things and then you go to the restaurant, the hotel, and then it's over. The really great thing now is that most of the time, whether I do special events or private events or things in my workshop, it's crazy and it's really wonderful because I can meet the people. So I have so many moving also stories about that from the people I've met and why they've come, or so that this is very special and very dear to me.
Yeah, Talk about the moving stories. I mean, the songs you're singing probably mean so much to a lot of French people because it was their childhood or it was a memory and time in their youth. Or talk about some of those like more emotional stories.
Yeah, sometimes people bring, my shows can range from sometimes I have kids and I have very old people, all the ages, because songs are so universal and, they can, as you say, mean things to so many people because it's, it's memories or, the connection they have with songs somehow. And sometimes they tell you, okay, this song was from, when I was a little child, my mother would listen to this song till it brings back to them and they tell you things about their personal lives. Sometimes people bring their mother or their mother's birthday and then we celebrate here as a surprise for them. And then sometimes we dance a little waltz with this old lady. So wow, crazy. And sometimes I've had guests, I have guests from abroad too, with Airbnb experience. So I've had very moving stories, maybe too personal to really talk about, but very, very special experiences that have really brought me to tears when I really realized, what people told me about why they came here or with their, families and stuff. So that is incredible. That is very, very, I feel so privileged, to be able to experience this. Oh, yeah.
It is very special. And like you said, you're mixing with your audience now. Before you were on stage, you were very separated, and now you get that real experience of talking to them, connecting with them.
Before, when we have an interval, I meet them after, they can stay, we have drinks, and so, it's, I perform, but also it's like a party somehow. And also people meet each other, which is really great, because it's just not just about meeting me or me meeting them. Those are people getting together and very different people sometimes from, social levels or age or styles and that is really wonderful because I hate when people are in, what we could say boxes. I don't know if you could say that in English, but in French we do.
Yeah, we say it in English. We put people in boxes.
Yeah. And then maybe in our society, it's like more and more like that. And I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, I really want to do something to stop that. I mean,
to bring people together, because music does bring people together.
Exactly. So.
And how do you feel when you're performing? Like, what's going on in your head? How do you feel inside when you're performing?
Mostly I'm the first priority is being connected with the songs. What the song I want to respect the song because I admire the songwriters so much. Not just the singers, of course, I admire the singers, especially these female singers I've really loved all my life and that have inspired me so much. But when I do my shows, it's mostly about the songs. So then, of course, back to the writers, because when they wrote these songs, they had a purpose. So, okay, I do the songs my own way, but I really want to respect what the songs are about originally. So, and the lyrics are very important in French songs, maybe a bit more than in American pop songs. Well, I'm not sure, but probably, lyrics are very important, very poetic. It's mostly poetry, put in music very often, or stories. So very often many sad songs in France. So, not too many sad songs. So, because at some point I realized I had too many sad songs. Then I put more, happy, funny songs also. So I'm concentrating on that. Also my connection with the musician, because I always have a live musician, piano and accordion. So that's very important. And I have a great musician that really You know, it's important to be a great musician, but it's also for me, it's important to have somebody that knows and that is okay with accompanying a singer, which is something very special. You know, you have to really follow the singer, the singer's breath and the singer's, you know, sometimes we have tempos, okay, but you know, sometimes maybe one day I'm going to be a little slower, at some point a little faster, but because I see my audience, sometimes I'm going to maybe react to them. So that's going to be a little flexible, you know, because it's live, right? So also, I'm concentrating in a way of that connection with the musician. So it's many things in my head. The audience, so I see their eyes, you know, I feel their energy. Sometimes they're quiet, sometimes they're more lively. It's different every time. So it's many things in my head, many things.
There's a lot going through there. Yeah, there's a lot of things you're balancing while you're performing.
The emotion that you know that tops everything is probably the emotion of the songs. Whether it's fun, whether it's sad, whether it's it's mostly that's the most important thing. Yeah, being into acting the emotion that's in the song that I want to, you know, pay tribute to the song, to the songwriters. And you know, but you were talking about anecdotes, and many times French people have told me, because they've known many of the songs I do, the French people somewhat, but most of the songs are popular songs or classic songs. And many times people have told me, have you changed the lyrics here and there in that song? Or, and no, I said, no, of course not. And they said, they were surprised because maybe they'd never really heard or listened to the exact lyrics in the song, or just maybe they know the chorus and then maybe they don't know the verses, or not really, you know, because it's the same for me. Many songs I know, well, I think I know and I don't. When you really read the lyrics or listen to, say,
we've been singing them wrong all these years.
Sorry?
We changed the lyrics I said we sing the songs wrong all these years and not even realize it. We think
exactly. We just go la la la, whatever, and then we do our own thing. And because I sing, for me, I sing as an actor, especially in my show for French people. I sing as an actor, so maybe it's even more for the people. The songs get through even more than if you listen to the song on the radio, on a record, probably.
Yeah. It's more theatrical, as you said. You're really putting a lot of effort into the words. Yeah. And what is the hardest part of performing? What's the hardest part of your job?
I would say maybe the costumes and props and everything is the whole thing, a whole difficult thing, right? Putting all the costumes together, you know, have a lot of different, you know, wigs and jewels and shoes and props and everything. So finding the right things, every detail, because they perform usually for a small audience. So every detail is important because they see me from close. So, you know, every little thing for me is important. For example, I have my granny, for example, I have a granny in the show. I have two different ones, but, you know, everything is important. She has this little ring or little old watch or, you know, earring that is special. Or, in every detail for me, it's very, these special slippers that you know, took me weeks to find. That's a whole, you know, job. And I don't, sew, you know, I can't sew. I don't do that. I'm not good at that. So I find the stuff. I like to sort of design them in a way. Sometimes vintage, sometimes I buy fabric and I have my costume, you know, lady sewing it for me. So, but that's the whole, you know, challenge. That's the
I was remembering when you performed for us, it's like, wow, there's so many costume changes and I can't imagine like that organized and finding all of that.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun also for me. It's very personal fun because I love that. So
Everybody likes it. And what do you hope to do with your work?
I hope to, last year in July, I put on my show on a proper stage, a little theater. I did the Avignon Festival, big theater festival in July in this town in Provence, and it's a very famous festival. It's a bit like the Edinburgh Festival, that everyone knows. It's a huge Fringe forum. So I was in the Fringe with hundreds of other shows and companies and stuff. So I did this all July for 1 month there, and that was it was a great step for me, because putting on this one of my show, what do I call my French show, on a proper little stage is different from in my workshop or if I do special or private events, because the audience sits like normally, rows in a theater, small theater, just 30 people, but still they're in the dark, which is different for me. And still there's this little distance, maybe just 1 meter, but still a little distance because I'm on a stage. And I did my best with a director called Nadine Malo, director lady who's helped me. Because, I'm in the show, so it's hard to be inside and outside. So I needed somebody outside. So she helped me. She did a great job. She also did the lighting, which was a great thing for me to have lighting. Because I have you lights in my workshop, but it's very, very basic. Now I have a proper stage lights. It was amazing. That was very good. And also I was in what we call a boîte noire in French, like black box, with black wings, which is very different, very different, which is maybe more aesthetical. How do you say that?
Aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, because every character, everything is different. If it's in a black box, the light just shows the character and the colors of the costumes and the props and everything. So that was very good. And I was also wondering whether this show, in my show, I have a lot of reactions from the audience. So I wasn't sure, because it's cabaret. I started doing cabaret. Then gradually this show became like a little play in some way. It has an end, it has a thread, it has a beginning and everything, and it has like a message or sort of, all the way through the show. So I wasn't sure if the audience was going to react as I was used to in my workshop, for example. So the first show was very strange for me, the opening show, because people were very still. It was really strange for me. It was a dress rehearsal with friends and stuff, so it's okay. But then I realized I had to tell the people that they could laugh, they could applause between songs, and they need to.
You need energy.
Exactly. I needed their reactions. But because they were in the dark, like in a theater, they wouldn't really dare to do that. So, I would welcome the people. I would come out of the theater and welcome them in my first character, which is Marie-Catherine, one of my characters. So then I would tell them, okay, you're in a theater, but, you're in a cabaret. Don't forget that. And then, it was great because for the real opening, a show, people were reacting and it was good for me.
Yeah.
I was happy the show was maybe more beautiful in a way. And it didn't lose the cabaret, and the aspect, that I had before. So it was a step for me. So now I want to do this on a Paris stage. My show.
Nice. It sounds like you're going back to your roots, being on stage as a dancer, but you found a way to combine that with, interacting with the guests.
Yes, you're right. Maybe it's going back to my roots, like in theater and stage, proper stage. But because I've done this journey, I'm taking this to the stage. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I like it. It's come full circle, but you've done it your way
Yeah.
because now you have that interaction, but you still have the,
Yeah.
the fanciness of a stage and lights and all the setup.
And the word in English, artisanal in French.
Yes. Yes. Artisanal. Yeah. Yeah. We can do that too. And in your own words, how would you define creativity?
From what I've experienced, from my personal experience, either as a dancer, when I was dancing in companies, we would create a lot. When I was in contemporary, ballets, or we would really create many choreography from the dancers. I mean, with a choreographer, but still using the dancers' creativity. So everyone would create. So whether it be from this experience or my experience doing my cabaret songs, it's very different, but it's the same in a way, because I realize it's just letting things happen. When you're dancing in a studio, whether you improvise, for example, from music or with no music, with just an idea, sometimes just a word or just a partner or, an emotion, anything. Yeah, creativity is just letting things happen. You don't know what's going to come up, but it comes from within you. Well, there's something triggers it. It can be something exterior. It can be music.
Yeah.
It can be, maybe a word, an idea, an emotion, or a partner, anything. But it comes from within. And when I've done my cabaret songs, when I started, I was very messy when I started, like 7 years ago, nearly 7 years ago now. But still, as I told you before, I never sat at a table deciding I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No. Some people do this, and I admire them. Some people can write a show or write a film at a desk, or I can't do that. I can only practice. I can only try, improvise, fiddle around, play with songs. Or now for my shows, I've tried so many songs and so many different characters. Some are still here, some are not, some are gone, some come back sometimes. So creativity is really, practicing and letting things come out, and then you see, and then all this material, and it's just about then selecting and what's good. And if you have an idea, you have a thread, and then you pull the thread, and then you do like a sculpture, you sculpt. Once you've got it, okay, just a matter of work and doing every inch of the thing the best thing. So
following that passion, that joy, and then forming it into the best it can be.
Yeah, exactly. Starting from your emotions, or because ideas come up. You don't have an idea just like that. I mean, I don't. Some people do. Fine. I don't. So my ideas come as they do things, from the action, from the let things go.
I like that. It's about following like what you're enjoying in that moment, and then seeing where it takes you, and not having a full plan yet. You're just living it, just taking it.
I never had a plan. As I told you, I never said I'm going to do drag. It just happened.
Yeah.
It was the best way for me to sing these songs, but I never decided, prior. And it's the same for everything I do, actually. Same for costumes, same for everything. I never think I want that pair of shoes. No, I just, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
The privilege I have no urgency ever, or so. So everything takes time gradually, and then, it builds up, and it's still building up, always improve things. So.
Such a great note to end on. I mean, evolving, just jumping into action. I think a lot of us get stuck in what we call in English analysis paralysis, where we're like, oh, if I do it this way or this way, I'm not sure. But like you said, you just jump in, you do it, and you see what happens, and then you can kind of form it from there.
I have people's reactions or advice. Sometimes I listen to them, sometimes not, but sometimes I do because I have good advice and they tell you this would be better this way. Okay, so I listen to them and somewhere in my head, then I try. And sometimes it works better with, somebody's reaction, advice. So that's good too, because you have things from yourself and also things from other people. So, yeah. And sometimes my show again after 2 years or 3 years. Oh, and they say, okay, you've changed this and that. And I didn't even remember. I said, oh, you're right. Yeah. It this way. You saw it was different 3 years ago. I remember now.
Yeah, it's all about evolution and being open. And I think that's a great note to end on. And where can people connect with you online or see your show or tell us everything?
Oh, yeah. Well, I use social media a lot. It's so great. And now we have social media because I did not, when I was younger. So now it's really great. Mm-hmm. So I'm at Silvano Jo Cabaret. I was Silvano Jo before, then somebody advised me to add Cabaret, so now everyone knows it's Cabaret. So I'm Silvano Jo Cabaret on Instagram, Facebook page, so people can connect with me, and we can send messages, they can just watch what I do, and yeah.
Perfect. Well, we'll share that in the show notes so people can check out your work and connect with you. And thanks so much for chatting with me today.
Well, thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.